Hey there, I'm Jeremiah, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to the Throw Zone, where I'll be teaching you all about the juggling arts. In this video, I'll teach you about two club spinning and all the essential skills you need to know. But it's just a part of a much bigger club class series that's aimed at introducing you to the world of club juggling, spinning, and manipulation. If you're ready to dive into clubs, you've come to the right place. Before we start, I also want to say that club spinning has been around for generations as a form of physical fitness using weighted clubs. These are not weighted clubs, and the techniques that I'll be going over in this series are intended for the art of club manipulation and spinning using half-a-pound clubs. So don't use these techniques if you're planning on using weighted clubs. Some of them may work, but that is not what this class is intended for. We'll actually only be using one club in most of this video, so you can put that other one down. Most of the stuff you're going to learn here is probably new to you, and it's just always faster to break it down to less objects so that you can really study the different components that make up a trick. I like to say that if you can't do it with one, don't expect to do it with 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. This video will be mirrored for the ease of following along. So when you see me using my right hand, it'll kind of look like I'm using my left hand as if you're looking in a mirror. That's to help it make it easier for you to follow along. The first thing I want to teach you is called the crossover. The crossover will teach you about the most important grips that you'll need to know to do some club spinning. So what's happening here? On the inside, I spin the club using the socket grip, where I hold the club between my fingers and my thumb, creating sort of a ball and socket joint. On the outside of my arm, I spin using the ring grip. Basically, I create a ring, and the club goes into the ring, and I hold onto the knob using that ring. That allows me to spin continuously on the outside of my arm. So the crossover is transitioning from the outside of my arm to the inside of my arm and back again, continuously. You can break it down by starting just in the socket grip and transitioning just to the ring grip and then back again at your leisure. But learning those two independently can sometimes feel more difficult than just learning to consistently transition from the left to the right. Just to give you a different angle, the ring grip spins on the outside of the arm, the socket grip spins on the inside of the arm, and the crossover transitions back and forth from the inside to the outside. So it's a pretty dynamic grip. It's constantly changing every time you switch from the right plane to the left plane. Once you get comfortable with this with one hand, try switching to the other hand. Same thing. Ring grip on the outside of the arm, socket grip on the inside of the arm. Transition continuously for the crossover. You're going to use this a lot in club spinning. You're also going to want to learn to spin it in reverse. So the first one you learned, the forward spin, has the club going down away from your face. In the reverse spin, it's coming up at your face. You can think of it like the wheels of a car or a bike. If I'm in forward, I'm going to be rolling forward if these were my wheels. If I'm going in reverse, I'll be rolling backwards. So in reverse, all the same rules apply. The ring grip allows you to spin it on the outside of your arm. The socket grip allows you to spin it on the inside of your arm. You're going to transition between the two. But that transition point is going to be a little different. It's coming up before you drop on the outside of your arm, as opposed to going down to drop on the outside or inside of the arm. Learn it with both hands. Now that you've warmed up both hands, let's grab a second club. Try spinning both of them in a crossover, starting on the outside and switching to the inside. Outside, inside. And then if you start with one on the inside and one on the outside, then you can alternate. These are great drills for warming up your hands for lots more spinning to come. Try it in reverse. Start on the outside, go to the inside, transition back and forth. And if you pause in one position with one hand, then you can make that switch happen. While we're at it, give this one a try as well. Rather than spinning them synchronously, you're going to spin them asynchronously with one down and the other one up so that they chase each other. So from the side, it looks like this. And then try transitioning back and forth, crossover style, inside outside. If you stop on the inside, you're doing the traditional buzzsaw. Next up in your club spinning journey, extensions and petals. An extension is basically making a very large circle with your shoulder at the center of the circle and the club at the outermost point, just like this. This is a clockwise extension. Petals are added at various hours on the clock face, essentially. So you've got 12 o'clock at the top, 3 o'clock out to your right, 6 o'clock down at the bottom, 9 o'clock out to the left. So start your extension and let's add a petal at 3 o'clock. When you add a petal, you want to think of it as being on the front plane or the back plane. Not all that different from what we learned with crossovers, but in the crossovers, we were facing the club and we were spinning it to the left and right. Now that we're doing extensions, we're doing it more in the front and back plane, but it is essentially the exact same thing. So, extend, add a pedal on the front plane by using the socket grip, and on the back plane by using the ring grip. Try it a few times, just adding a single pedal in each position. Or transitioning between positions before going back into your extension. Now let's check out 12 o'clock on the same extension. If at any time you need to rest your shoulder, don't hesitate to pause the video. 12 o'clock is going to feel very similar. You're going to get up to 12 o'clock and you're going to stop. You're going to swing in the socket grip to add that front plane swing, and you use the ring grip to add that back plane swing. The funny thing about the back plane is that it swings behind your head, so you can't see it. You have to trust that it's there and use the momentum from the swing to allow the back plane swing to happen. This is called a shoulder reel, essentially. We'll get into that more in another video. All right, so front and back plane. Let's do 9 o'clock now. 9 o'clock, where your arm is crossed in front of your body, to do the front plane, you actually end up using your ring grip spinning position before you go back into the extension. So extend, front plane uses ring grip, back plane uses socket grip. So that's opposite of what 3 o'clock is. Another thing that's opposite is the direction of spin with respect to your body. Notice at 3 o'clock, the club is spinning down and away from my face. At 9 o'clock, the club is spinning up at my face. So the rotation of spin, though it looks the same from your position, from my perspective, has changed directions. Spinning down away from my face, spinning up at my face. Useful to know. So 9 o'clock is sort of inverted compared to 3 o'clock. Let's check out 6 o'clock. Going back into our extension. When we stop at 6 o'clock, we also are going to use the ring grip for the front plane. And we're going to use the socket grip for the back plane. And it's actually going to dip behind your legs. So ring grip in front. Oh, it's nice and easy. And socket grip in back, a little more tricky. Same thing as with 12 o'clock when you let it drop behind your head. When it gets behind your leg, you have to allow it to spin. Allow that socket grip to do its work and just let the club swing around. You have to feel it. It should feel smooth. If it feels choppy, then you're probably stopping it or jerking it along. Let it swing. So, you just learned the 3 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, the 9 o'clock, and the 6 o'clock position in the front and the back plane. Nice. Now do it with the other hand. This time though, you're going to do it in the counterclockwise direction. So, extend. Start this time with 9 o'clock because that's the open position, so that's the equivalent of the 3 o'clock on the other hand. And add that for a spin. Remember, socket grip on the front plane, ring grip on the back plane. Socket grip, ring grip. And switch between the two before going into your extension. Now go up to 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, socket grip on the inside, or on the front plane. And ring grip on the back plane. Let it swing behind your head. Now, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, ring grip on the front plane, right? This one's inverse of the 9 o'clock in this case, or the open position. And socket on the back plane. You have to rotate your body a little bit to get that one. And then 6 o'clock, ring grip on the front plane, socket grip on the back plane. All right, you just did it with the left hand. Nicely done. You know what that means? It's time to do it all in the opposite direction. So, with the right hand, don't worry, I'll walk through it with you. With the right hand, rather than spinning clockwise, now I want to spin counterclockwise with the right hand. And add the 3 o'clock pedal. You'll notice that 3 o'clock is now spinning up at my face. That's okay. We've done this before. Back to the extension. Spinning ring grip on the outside, socket grip on the inside. Back to the extension. Hit 12 o'clock. Hit behind the head. Hit 9 o'clock. Front and back plane. And 6 o'clock. Now the back plane on 6 o'clock in this direction is a little funny. It has to pass your legs before it tucks behind your leg. Make sense? And with the other hand, this time left hand is going to spin clockwise. Starting with the open position, which in this case is going to be 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, spinning up at me. Extend. Remember, socket grip on the inside, ring grip on the outside. Extend. Now up to 12 o'clock. Socket grip on the inside, ring grip behind the head. And 3 o'clock. We've got the two positions. And 6 o'clock. You've got your ring grip spin in front and socket grip spin in the back. Ring grip, socket grip, extend. Getting to know these different positions can seem tedious, but this is the foundation of most of club spinning. It doesn't matter if you're doing the techie stuff where you might be manipulating a club in a different way, but you're still going to be using this same foundation, the same clock face, if you will, to build most of those tricks from. Hey, thanks for being here. I hope you learned something today. Come back again soon for your next club spinning video. But before you go, make sure to subscribe and also check out the description for a bunch more links to more videos like this and also links to the Patreon, where you'll be able to get access to all kinds of other awesome instructional content. You'll be able to tap into a community of other like-minded club jugglers who are ready to learn. And you'll also be able to ask me direct questions, get lessons directly. There are so many different possibilities. Go check it out if you want to step up your club game. Once again, thanks for being here. See you next time.